Welcome back, and thanks for diving deep with us again. Last time we started pulling apart when the signal fails, this ebook series. Chapter 1 really set the stage, didn't it? The tension was, well, you could feel it.
Yeah, palpable is the right word. The stakes felt incredibly high right from the start.
Definitely. So today we're pushing further, diving straight into Chapter 2. It's called Shadows of Deterrence. And it focuses on just one day, H2. That's what, only 2 days before this potential global war kicks off.
Exactly, H2. And the theme for this chapter, it just captures the feeling perfectly. You know it's coming, you just don't know when. So our goal today is really to unpack this single, really intense 24-hour period
Okay.
and show how all these different events, global, domestic, things that seem separate, how they actually converge and build this overwhelming sense of doom.
Yeah.
What's really striking is just the speed of it all, how fast things unravel.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Right, internationally and at home. Okay, so buckle up, everyone. We're tracing this timeline, military moves, political shifts, cyber stuff, unsettling things happening right here.
Yeah, all converging.
We'll pull out the key details, the connections you might miss to help you understand how fast a world, dissolves when things really start breaking down.
Piece by piece.
Okay, let's start. Early morning, 6 a.m. That already tells you something's up. Your sources mention an encrypted call hitting a CIA ops center in Miami. What's going on?
Well, the intel chatter is just exploding. We're talking Republican guard channels, Hezbollah nodes, Houthi comms, basically all the key Iranian proxies and military elements.
All lighting up at once.
Yeah, heavy cross traffic.
Right.
And the patterns, the actual movements they're seeing, shipments, troops dispersing, staging assets, it all points to serious, imminent war preparation.
Okay.
Maya Durrani from CIA HQ, she gives this really stark estimate, 72 to 96 hours, max. That's how long they think they have until it all goes kinetic.
72 hours. Wow.
And the map they're looking at, the Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, it's already described as a spiderweb of red lines.
Yeah.
Just completely saturated with potential conflict points.
Yeah. That's incredibly tight. Meanwhile, over at the White House, 7:30 a.m., the president's getting briefed. Late, but critical intel. What military moves are they discussing to counter this?
Right, so it's rapid repositioning, big assets moving fast. The USS Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group, it's being pulled from the Red Sea, redirected straight to the Gulf. ETA, 48 hours.
Okay, that's fast.
The Gerald R. Ford, another supercarrier, it's prepping for deployment out of Norfolk. That'll take maybe 5 to 7 days. And then there's a Med Amphibious Ready Group Marines, ships, the whole package moving east.
Where are they heading?
To reinforce NATO airspace over Romania, Bulgaria, and also covering those crucial shipping lanes in the Eastern Med.
So a major show of force, repositioning quickly. What about the Strait of Hormuz itself? That's the choke point, right?
Exactly. When the chairman of the Joint Chiefs is asked about it, his reply is really blunt. We'll hold, if not, we make it hold.
Wow, no ambiguity there.
None. It just highlights how critical that waterway is and the U.S. determination to keep it open or force it open.
These are definitely our heavy hitters being moved. Does it feel like these moves were already in the works, or is this a scramble based on that 72-hour warning?
It feels like an acceleration. Like contingency plans existed,
Yeah.
but that intel, that specific time frame, just hit the fast forward button, moving from readiness to active deployment, basically.
Okay. Then the political landscape just shifts dramatically. Around 9 a.m., Beijing and New Delhi. A joint BRICS statement? That sounds significant.
That's huge. A critical development. In this rare joint presser, China and India announce Iran and North Korea are now full members of BRICS.
Iran and North Korea into BRICS? I thought BRICS was mostly economic.
It was Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. But this statement, it talks about global realignment toward multipolar sovereignty and defense of civilizational integrity. It's clear diplomatic code.
Code for what?
A direct challenge to the U.S. and its allies. They explicitly mention countering Atlantic hegemony. And immediately you see parades break out in Tehran and Pyongyang. Iran's President Soleimani calls it the beginning of the end of Atlantic hegemony.
So it's explicit. BRICS isn't just economic anymore. It's basically morphing into a war alliance right then and there.
That's exactly the signal. From economic bloc to a counterweight military and political alliance almost overnight.
That speed is incredible. Usually alliances take years, treaties. This feels different, like a new playbook.
Absolutely. They sort of skip the slow diplomatic dance. It's a power move designed to project unity against the West. And frankly, to shorten the time, the U.S. has to react or maneuver diplomatically.
Yeah.
It's a psychological blow, too.
Okay, so the big geopolitical pieces are moving, but then things get sneakier. Tell us about this U.S. Coast Guard intercept. Off Hawaii around 10:15 a.m. Sounds like a different kind of threat.
It is. This really highlights the covert front. A Chinese-flagged fishing trawler, the Waya, found drifting inside the U.S. EZ, that exclusive economic zone. Looks innocent enough, right?
Yeah, fishing boat.
But when they board and inspect, the cargo hold's been retrofitted. It's packed with electronic warfare gear, broadband jammers, relay drones, encrypted microwave stuff.
Ooh, not fishing gear.
Not even close. And worse, a hidden compartment. 10 suicide quadcopters inside, each carrying small warheads.
10 suicide drones on a fishing boat near Hawaii. And the crew.
10 guys, pretending to be fishermen, clearly intel ops. And they refuse to say a word, won't talk.
Refusing to talk. That makes it hard to respond, doesn't it? It muddies the waters about intent.
Exactly. It's textbook gray zone warfare, plausible deniability. Was it an attack? Was it just transport? How do you react when the actor won't acknowledge anything? It's designed to confuse, delay, paralyze the response.
Chilling. Okay, then BRICS is back in the news, 11 a.m., an emergency summit broadcast.
Yep. Polish news anchor, Johannesburg feed, delivering this translated statement. Russia's deploying 2 attack subs to the Persian Gulf. China's sending a naval group, 2 frigates, 3 destroyers, 4 support ships.
To the Gulf? For what?
Officially, training exercises with Iran. They call it a Joint Maritime Stability Initiative.
Stability Initiative. Right, attack subs and destroyers.
Yeah. CENTCOM analysts are quoted as reading between the lines. It's obviously a major military move designed to box and the U.S. Navy challenge their presence right there in the Gulf.
That framing, maritime stability, while sending warships into a tinderbox, it's bold. What's the message there beyond just the ships themselves?
It's pure narrative control. They're saying, we're the responsible ones. We're ensuring stability while doing something incredibly provocative. It paints the U.S. into a corner diplomatically. Makes them look like the aggressor if they react.
And Iran, they're not being subtle either, are they? 11:30 a.m. in Tehran.
Not at all. Iran's Revolutionary Guard issues a statement. Basically says the Strait of Hormuz belongs to the region, and they threaten to bury any Western powers in its waters if they wish war.
Strong words. Do they back it up?
They do. Just 2 hours later, satellites spot mine-laying vessels leaving Bandar Abbas, and they're disguised
Disguise how?
as civilian fishing trawlers. Same tactic as the Hawaii incident almost. Shows clear intent to weaponize that vital shipping lane, shut down the Gulf if they choose.
Mine's disguised as fishing boats, threatening the Strait of Hormuz. The economic fallout from that would be catastrophic, wouldn't it? Like global scale. Instantaneous. 20% of the world's oil goes through there. Closing it means immediate global energy crisis, economic collapse. It forces a military response regardless of cost. It's absolute brinkmanship.
Okay, and while that's happening, an old conflict flares up. Kashmir, 12:05 p.m.
Yeah. Gunfire across the line of control. 4 Indian soldiers killed. Pakistan claims India provoked it, but the source says footage proves otherwise.
So another flashpoint ignites. How does India react?
Immediately severs diplomatic ties with Pakistan. But here's the interesting bit. China condemns Pakistan and calls for restraint.
China condemns Pakistan, even after just welcoming Iran and North Korea into BRICS, which Pakistan is close to. What's the angle there? It's complex, right? China's allied with Pakistan, but also shares a border and huge strategic interests with India. So condemning Pakistan lets China look like the responsible power in the region. Maybe they're trying to keep India from fully siding with the West or just preventing another major war front from opening up while the Iran situation is escalating. It keeps their options open.
Okay, so the world stage is chaotic, but the threats aren't just over there. 1:45 p.m., U.S.-Mexico border, something else is happening. Infiltration.
A deeply disturbing one. Checkpoint near McAllen, Texas. They flag a container truck. 2 Chechen nationals driving.
Chechens. Okay, what's inside?
False roof compartment. Inside, 40 suicide drones, neatly packed, each with a 2-kilogram warhead-shaped charges, fragmentation, thermite mix. Plus, encrypted transmitters, battery packs, wired to be charged at standard gas station outlets.
40 drones, wired for gas stations. That's terrifyingly practical. Aimed at U.S. targets, presumably.
It points that way. The truck used documents from a shell corporation in Belize. This isn't random smuggling. It's sophisticated, covert. These aren't military-grade drones needing special launch gear. They're designed for easy, widespread deployment by individuals inside the country, targeting infrastructure, public spaces. The potential is horrific.
And just when you think it can't get worse, 2 p.m., Julia Adler gets a CDC emergency update. This isn't military, it's
Health.
Yeah.
A massive health crisis exploding simultaneously. All 50 states are reporting something called Tier 3 neuropathic respiratory collapse.
Neuropathic respiratory collapse. What is that?
The details are sparse but deadly. Over 10,000 deaths already, 43,000 critical cases. And the spread pattern is unnatural, nonlinear, localized clusters, inconsistent R0.
Inconsistent R0. That means it's not spreading like a normal virus, right?
Exactly. And the memo includes a chilling note, possible vector manipulation.
Vector manipulation. So
Yeah.
biological warfare or engineered sabotage.
That's the terrifying possibility. Hospitals in 5 states are already full. Funeral homes using refrigerated trailers, ventilators failing. There are even whispers, horrifyingly, of euthanasia being considered to conserve supplies.
Oh my God.
The internal CDC memo sums it up starkly. This is not a wave. This is a burn.
This is a burn, a biological crisis layered on top of military threats and covert ops. How does something like that change the game? It must sow absolute chaos.
It's the perfect internal weapon. It hits everywhere at once, strains every resource, hospitals, emergency services, workforce. It creates fear, paranoia. People are afraid to go out, afraid of each other. It paralyzes the country from within, right when it needs to be focusing on external military threats. It's a massive distraction and weakens the nation at its core.
Okay, this is spiraling fast. Then, 3 p.m., the Pentagon notices something bizarre, people vanishing.
Yeah, high-clearance BOD personnel, 4 of them disappear overnight. Not together, different locations. Pulled over at what looked like DUI checkpoints in Virginia and Maryland.
Fake checkpoints.
Apparently. Witnesses saw them escorted into black SUVs by people dressed as federal agents. But no agency, FBI, nobody claims responsibility. No booking records exist. And the surveillance footage from one checkpoint, wiped clean, scrubbed.
So, professional kidnappings, targeting cleared personnel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, down in Alabama, the Barksdale Air Force Base security commander's official vehicle is found abandoned on a highway. The armed driver, gone.
This sounds like targeted abduction.
Yeah.
Or maybe even internal compromise.
Yeah.
Taking key people off the board.
It suggests a really sophisticated, coordinated internal operation. The professionalism, the fake feds, the wipe tapes. It points to a state actor or a very well-resourced group. The goal seems to be disrupting command and control, removing key security figures right when things are hitting the fan.
Okay, the timeline snaps back to direct military action. 5 p.m., Persian Gulf. First confirmed engagement.
Yeah. 2 Iranian MiG-29s approach a US S-3 Viking. That's an AWSCS plane, basically a flying eye-in-the-sky radar. It's in international airspace. The MiGs get warnings, but they close in anyway and lock their radars onto the S-3. That's a hostile act.
Definitely. How does the U.S. respond?
2 U.S. Navy FA-18 Super Hornets were already nearby, shadowing. They engage. Lethal force. Both MiGs are shot down. No U.S. losses.
Shot down. And the source adds a detail.
A chilling one. No shoots and no emergency transponders detected.
No shoots. So no survivors. This isn't deterrence anymore, is it? This is open combat.
Absolutely. The gloves are off. Warnings are over. It's lethal engagement now. The stakes just jumped massively.
And the diplomatic fallout must be immediate. 6 p.m., the UN.
Predictably, Iran screams bloody murder, claims the MiGs were in their sovereign airspace. China and Russia immediately back them up, calling the shoot-down reckless and act of aggression.
So the new BRICS alliance flexes its diplomatic muscle.
Instantly, they issue a joint condemnation, accusing the U.S. of pushing for war. It shows how fast the narrative war kicks in. Any incident gets spun to fit the bloc's agenda, makes de-escalation nearly impossible.
Right. The U.S. is now fighting on the diplomatic front, too. Even if they were reacting defensively, it creates this us versus them narrative globally.
Exactly. It burns diplomatic capital, forces them onto the back foot internationally, even when their actions seem justified by the immediate threat.
Okay, 7 p.m., the signal fails theme comes roaring back. Global network problems.
Yeah, this is where it gets really unnerving on the tech front. Across 5 continents, people start reporting weird internet outages. Cloud services are flickering, smart home devices just resetting, routers blinking like crazy, then going dead.
Not just one place, but global.
Globally. And distributed denial of service attacks, DOS attacks, surge everywhere. Not huge crippling attacks yet, but lots of them. Everywhere, all at once.
What's the point of that? Testing the waters.
That's what the cyber analysts think. They call it structured probing. Testing responses, finding weak points. The source says analysts believe the prep phase was ending, meaning a coordinated global cyber offensive is moving from reconnaissance to active disruption.
everywhere all at once. That sounds like they're trying to overwhelm the system, test the whole global network's resilience.
Precisely. It's like they're mapping the digital nervous system of the world, seeing how it reacts under stress,
Right.
likely prepping for bigger strikes to come. The scale suggests multiple states working together.
Okay, and barely half an hour later, 7:26 p.m., another direct military clash back near Iran.
Yep. Joint air base near Bandar Abbas. 4 Iranian MiG-29s and, interestingly, 4 Russian Su-35s launched together.
Russian planes involved directly now.
Flying alongside Iranian MiGs, they fly low, no transponders, heading towards a U.S. minesweeper about 150 miles out.
So a direct threat to a U.S. naval asset.
Clear threat. But 30 minutes later, 4 U.S. F-35s from the USS Carl Vinson, which were already on patrol, engaged them from beyond visual range.
F-35s, top of the line, what happens?
All 8 enemy aircraft, the 4 MiGs, the 4 Russian Su-35s, are splashed, shot down, no friendly losses.
All 8. Wow, the pilot's description.
Called it a turkey shoot. Highlights the massive tech advantage the F-35s have. But again, no parachutes reported, no emergency beacons.
Yeah.
Just gone. Grim.
A turkey shoot, but still incredibly lethal.
Yeah.
And the timing, right after the global cyber probing starts, it feels very coordinated, doesn't it? Multi-domain assault.
It absolutely does. Hit them kinetically, hit them in cyberspace, hit their allies, probe their borders. It's a strategy designed to overwhelm, to create chaos on multiple fronts at the same time.
And the chaos isn't just global. 8:21 p.m., Ohio.
Yeah.
Domestic terrorism.
Yeah, a right-wing militia group attacks 2 federal buildings in Columbus, also hit a state trooper barracks.
And attacks in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes.
4 state troopers killed, 4 attackers dead too, 6 other troopers injured. It just shows that while all this global stuff is happening, internal instability, ideological extremism, it's boiling over too. Maybe fueled by the chaos, maybe opportunistic, but it's another front opening up inside the country.
So the nation isn't just facing external enemies, its own internal divisions are exploding into violence that must weaken the response to everything else.
Completely. How can you focus on Iran or cyber attacks when federal buildings in Ohio are under siege by domestic groups? It fractures attention, resources, and national unity right when it's needed most.
Okay, 9 p.m., BRICS is back with another broadcast. Brazil speaking this time.
Right. Brazilian diplomat condemns the U.S. shootdowns again. Says Iran has the right to defend its sovereign airspace even though the engagement was likely international. He issues a warning. These provocations will not go unanswered.
More threats. How does NATO react?
Quietly. The source says NATO officials raise alert readiness levels behind the scenes. So the public rhetoric escalates and the military posturing tightens another notch. It's this dangerous feedback loop.
This cycle of condemnation and escalation, it just keeps tightening, doesn't it? Each side reacts, the other side reacts back. War feels almost inevitable.
It's a classic security dilemma unfolding in real time. Everyone thinks they're acting defensively, but their actions look offensive to the other side. Trust evaporates. War starts to look like the only option.
Later that night, 10:30 p.m., Louisiana. Another incident feels connected to those missing DoD people.
Seems like a violent follow-up, yeah.
Yeah.
Barksdale AFB's base commander's vehicle stopped on a rural highway, another makeshift checkpoint, fake FBI agents again, black SUVs, tactical gear.
The same pattern. What happens this time?
This time, the commander and his driver resist. They draw sidearms. A gunfight erupts. Both the commander and his driver are killed. 2 of the imposters are also killed.
Full-on firefight.
And then it gets messier. A state trooper arrives unexpectedly while the remaining attackers are regrouping. Another gunfight, the troopers killed, the attackers managed to get away.
Who are these attackers? Any leads?
The source says they traced the attackers, or at least some connection, to a South African private military company. Mercenaries.
South African mercenaries conducting targeted killings of U.S. military personnel on U.S. soil. This points to a really shadowy global network, doesn't it? Using proxies.
Exactly. Plausible deniability again. Using a PMC provides a layer of separation, makes it harder to pin blame directly on a state sponsor. But the coordination, the targets, it suggests something far bigger.
And the internal destabilization just keeps coming. 11:05 p.m., Virginia. An assassination. High profile.
Yeah, Bryce Kelton. described as a prominent Fox News host, known for pushing these increasingly paranoid theories, sleep cell infiltration, deep state sabotage, that kind of thing.
What happened to
His
him?
SUV just explodes, sitting at a green light. Massive explosion, nothing left of the driver. No group claims responsibility, no bomb fragments recovered. Clean, professional hit.
Targeting a media figure like that, especially one peddling conspiracy theories, that's not just silencing a voice, is it? It's like pouring gasoline on the fire of public fear and mistrust.
It's pure psychological warfare. His viewers are already primed to believe in hidden enemies and sabotage. Killing him seems to validate those fears, pushes people further down the rabbit hole, deepens social divisions, makes rational discourse impossible. Maximum chaos.
Just 5 minutes later, 11:10 p.m., South Florida. Something involving civilians.
Yeah, this one is deeply disturbing. Hialeah, predominantly Cuban neighborhood. There's a block party going on, people protesting recent epidemic restrictions. 8 black SUVs roll up, marked with DHS and CBP insignia, Homeland Security and Border Protection.
Official vehicle.
Looked official. Men in tactical gear get out. They start demanding IDs, shouting in accented English, clearly trying to provoke people. Just being aggressive, confrontational. And then shooting starts. Chaos. 6 civilians end up dead, 7 wounded, including 3 children.
Oh, God. And the attackers.
They just flee, vanish. Hours later, DHS and CBP both issue identical statements. These were not our people.
Not our people. So, a false flag operation, impersonating federal agents to attack civilians.
That's exactly what it looks like. A terrifyingly cynical move, designed to make people terrified of their own government, to shatter trust in law enforcement completely, especially among communities already skeptical. It turns citizens against the state right when unity is critical. It's tearing society apart from the inside.
Unbelievable. Okay, we're nearing midnight, 11:31 p.m. Satellites pick up something in the Black Sea.
Yeah, naval movement. What's left of the Russian Black Sea Fleet? 4 ships specifically confirmed carrying hypersonic missile tubes.
Hypersonic missiles, those are the really fast, hard-to-stop ones, right?
Exactly. Mach 5 plus, maneuverable, incredibly difficult to intercept. These ships are seen leaving port under cover of darkness, heading west into the Black Sea. Destination unknown.
That adds a whole new level of threat, doesn't it? It's not just conventional anymore. It's a strategic game changer, introducing weapons that fundamentally alter the balance.
Totally. It drastically cuts down reaction time, holds huge areas at risk with little warning. Deploying them is a major escalation, signaling a willingness to use their most advanced, most destabilizing capabilities. It pushes things much closer to the brink.
And then the final moments of H2, 11:58 p.m., 2 minutes to midnight. A system fails.
A critical one. CNN's nationwide satellite feed just blinks out. Static. Cable backups fail. Even the automated fiber optic restoration protocols don't kick in.
The signal literally fails.
Exactly. A widespread communication blackout hits a major news source. A nation already reeling from attacks, division, global tension is suddenly plunged into informational darkness. It's the perfect chilling symbol of the unraveling. The ability to even understand what's happening starts to break down.
Wow, that's quite a day. H2. So that's the deep dive into Chapter 2 of When the Signal Fails. We basically watched the world crack apart in 24 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't just teetering on the brink. It actively started to crumble. From those big military moves and cyberattacks down to assassinations, that terrifying bio threat, the false flag stuff.
Yeah.
It's instability on every single level.
What really struck me was how it wasn't one big thing, like you said. It was this symphony of failures.
Yeah.
Military, political, cyber, biological, social trust, all eroding at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The source material does a powerful job showing how breakdown isn't a single event. It's this cascade, external pressures meeting internal weaknesses, and everything just starts dissolving.
It is overwhelming when you lay it out like that.
Yeah.
The sheer number of threats, the coordination behind some of it, the way chaos breeds more chaos. And if this is just 2 days before the supposed war, what happens when all the signals fail, when that darkness really sets in?
Right. The chapter's tagline hits hard here. The world didn't end all at once. It dissolved, piece by piece, voice by voice, signal by signal. And that really leaves you, the listener, with a heavy question, doesn't it?
What happens to trust? What happens to truth, to society itself, when the information you rely on is compromised, when the voices are silenced or twisted, when the signals just stop? It's sobering. And it definitely makes you want to know what happens next.